I clenched my fists, my heart pounding like it wanted to rip through my chest. The words I'd rehearsed for years pressed against my throat, desperate to come out. "Emily," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. I need to tell you something." She turned, her blonde hair catching the sunlight. That smile, my undoing since childhood, spread across her lips. "What is it?" "You look so serious." I swallowed hard. "I've liked you." "No, I've loved you since we were kids. Every laugh, every memory, I've carried them with me. And I can't hide it anymore. Emily, I want to be with you." For a moment, silence. Then laughter, sharp, cutting. "Are you serious?" she asked, covering her mouth as if my words were the funniest thing she'd ever heard. "You? Love me?" Her laughter stabbed me, each sound slicing deeper. "Yes," I said, my voice cracking. "Why is that so funny?" She tilted her head, eyes filled with disdain. "Because you're naive. You think holding on to a childhood crush makes you good enough for me? You're sweet, but you're not what I want." The air left my lungs. "Not what you want?" "No," she said, smirking. "You're too plain. Too predictable. Honestly, I don't know how you even thought you had a chance." Her words hammered into me, each syllable heavier than the last. My chest tightened, shame burning through me. "I thought we had something," I whispered. You thought wrong," she snapped, her voice cold now. "You were just a friend. Nothing more." A voice cut through the air behind me. "Emily, stop! Don't be so harsh." I turned. Ryan, my best friend since middle school. His face was uneasy, but his presence made my stomach twist. Emily stepped closer to him, her hand brushing his arm casually, like it belonged there. "Why not? He needs to hear the truth. Besides, I don't want to pretend anymore." My heart froze. "Pretend?" She smiled at Ryan. "I love him." "Not you." The ground beneath me seemed to crack. You love Ryan?" Ryan's silence was louder than any word. His eyes dropped, shame clouding his face. He didn't deny it. I staggered back. "All this time? You? Both of you?" Emily rolled her eyes. "Don't act so betrayed. It's not like I ever promised you anything. You built this fantasy in your head." "Fantasy?" I said, my voice trembling. "Everything we shared, the walks, the late-night talks, the way you looked at me, you let me believe it meant something." "It didn't," she said bluntly. "I never saw you that way." "You were convenient." A safe listener, but love? "No, love is what I feel for Ryan." Ryan finally spoke, his voice low. "I didn't mean for it to happen like this." I glared at him, fury and despair tangling inside me. "You knew. You knew how I felt. Every secret I shared with you, you were smiling at her behind my back, weren't you?" His lips parted, but no excuse came out. His silence was confession enough. I laughed bitterly, though it tasted like blood. My best friend and my first love. Perfect. What a fool I've been. Emily's eyes softened for a moment, but then hardened again. "Better you hear it now than waste more years chasing something that never existed." I wanted to scream, to shatter something, to make her feel even a fraction of what I felt. Instead, I clenched my fists until my nails dug into my palms. "You humiliated me," I whispered. "You could have said no. You didn't have to crush me." "Sometimes honesty hurts," she said coldly. Ryan reached a hand toward me. "Listen, man, I didn't want—" "Don't!" I snapped, pulling back. "Don't you dare call me that. You don't get to stand there and pretend you care." The weight of betrayal pressed against me, suffocating. My chest burned and my vision blurred, but I refused to let them see me break. "You two deserve each other," I spat. "Selfish, cruel, heartless, perfect match." Emily's smirk returned. "Say what you want." "It doesn't change anything." My throat tightened. I wanted to hate her, to erase every memory, but her face still glowed in my mind, the girl I once believed in. "Congratulations," I said bitterly. "You've killed the best part of me." Ryan's jaw tensed. "Don't talk like that." "Why not?" I hissed. "You stole what little I had left." "You both did." The silence between us was suffocating. My heart screamed, but my voice grew calm, empty. "I'm done," I said. "Done with both of you." Emily crossed her arms. "Fine, walk away. Just don't come crawling back when you realize what you lost." I forced a laugh, broken and hollow. "The only thing I lost was an illusion. You lost someone who actually loved you." Her eyes flickered. Maybe guilt, maybe nothing at all. I turned to Ryan, my former brother. You betrayed me. I'll never forgive you. He flinched, his lips pressed tight, but I didn't wait for a reply. My legs moved before my mind could catch up. Each step away from them felt heavier, like chains dragging behind me. I didn't look back, not once. The air outside stung my lungs, but it was nothing compared to the fire in my chest. I had dreamed of this moment for years, imagined it ending with happiness, with love. Instead, it ended with ashes. The girl I loved had laughed at me. The friend I trusted had stolen from me. My world had collapsed in a single afternoon. But as I walked into the fading sunlight, one thought anchored itself in my mind. I would never beg for her love again, not after this. Are you eating at all? My mother asked, standing by the kitchen doorway, her arms folded tight. I'm fine, I muttered, staring at the untouched plate in front of me. You're not, she said firmly. You've lost weight. You don't talk. You sit outside like the world already ended. I pushed the fork around, unable to meet her eyes. Maybe it did. Her sigh cut through the silence. One girl is not the end of your life. It wasn't just her, I whispered. It was Ryan, too. Everyone knows. They look at me like I'm pathetic. She softened, stepping closer. You're not pathetic. You're hurt. But wounds heal. Not this one, I snapped, then immediately regretted the sharpness. My mother's face fell. I'm sorry, I can't breathe when I see them together. You won't heal if you keep looking back, she said quietly. At least try to look forward. Her words lingered, but I couldn't grab onto them. I drifted outside, collapsing onto the porch steps where the shadows stretched across the yard. The laughter of Emily and Ryan still rang in my head, like echoes I couldn't escape. The door creaked behind me. A softer voice spoke. Do you want water? I turned. Sophia, Emily's younger sister, stood there holding a glass, her eyes hesitant. I'm not thirsty, I muttered. You look like you are, she said, stepping closer. You've been sitting out here for hours. I hesitated, then took the glass. Thanks, she sat down beside me, leaving a careful space. Everyone's talking. I figured you'd rather hear silence. I let out a dry laugh. Silence is better than pity. Her voice was gentle. I'm not pitying you. Then what are you doing? I asked, glancing at her, checking if you're okay. I stared into the water, avoiding her gaze. I'm not, but no one really wants to hear that. I do, she said simply. The words disarmed me. For a moment, I searched her face. Unlike Emily's sharp smile, Sophia's eyes were calm, like she wasn't waiting to mock me. Why? I asked. You're her sister. You should be laughing with them, she frowned. Emily hurts people without thinking. I don't want to be like that. I swallowed, my chest tight. She didn't just hurt me. She humiliated me. And Ryan, my throat closed. I trusted him with everything. Now I can't even look at him without wanting to break something. Sophia's voice lowered. I saw your face that day. It wasn't fair. You didn't deserve that. I clenched the glass harder. Deserve. Maybe I did. Maybe I was stupid to believe she'd ever choose me. No one deserves cruelty, she said, firmer now. Not even for being naive. Her words stung. Not because they were cruel, but because they were honest. You don't understand, I muttered. Then tell me, she said. I let out a shaky breath. I built my whole world around her. I thought if I stayed by her side long enough, she'd see me. I thought Ryan had my back. Turns out I was blind to both of them. Sophia stayed quiet, letting my words hang. Finally, she said, Then maybe it's time to build a different world. I almost laughed, but the sound caught in my throat. That sounds easy when you're not the one in pieces. She looked at me, her expression unreadable. Sometimes broken pieces can make something stronger. I turned away, heat prickling behind my eyes. I didn't want her to see the cracks in me. You talk like you've figured life out, she shook her head. No, I just know what it's like to feel invisible. That made me glance back. Invisible, you? She shrugged. Emily shines so bright people forget I exist. I learned to live in the background. But sometimes it's not so bad. You see things others miss. Her words sank in deeper than I expected. Like what? Like you, she said softly. Sitting here every day hurting, pretending you're fine when you're not. I looked down, ashamed at how transparent I'd become. You shouldn't waste your time. It's not a waste, she said. The silence stretched, but it wasn't heavy like before. For the first time in weeks, I felt air in my lungs that didn't hurt. I handed her back the empty glass. Thanks for the water. And for this, she smiled faintly. Any time. As she stood to go back inside, I felt the faintest spark in my chest, a tiny light against the darkness that had consumed me. Maybe I wasn't completely alone after all. The night air was heavy, pressing against my chest as I sat on the porch steps with a bottle dangling from my hand. Bitterness burned more than the alcohol. I stared at the stars until they blurred. The door creaked open. Sophia's voice was soft. You're drinking again. Why not? I muttered. Nothing left to lose. She stepped closer. That's not true, I laughed bitterly. Really? Emily rejected me. Ryan betrayed me. Everyone's laughing. Tell me what I haven't lost. You still have yourself, she said quietly. Some self, I scoffed, lifting the bottle. A fool drowning in cheap liquor, she sighed, sitting beside me. I don't like seeing you like this. Don't watch, then. I can't help it, she said. You sit here every night like the world ended. Maybe it did, I snapped. She didn't flinch. Or maybe you just don't know what to do next. Her calmness unnerved me. My anger twisted into something reckless. You want to know what I should do? What? She asked, watching me carefully. I turned, my words slurred but sharp. Marry me, her eyes widened. What? You heard me, I said, gripping the bottle tighter. Marry me, Sophia, she blinked, stunned. That's not funny. I'm not joking. My voice cracked, desperate. If she thinks I'm worthless, let her choke on the sight of me with you. Her own sister, Sophia's breath caught. You're serious? Dead serious. I leaned closer, anger bubbling up. I want her to see me every day and regret what she threw away. I want her perfect little world to burn. Her hands trembled in her lap. That's not a reason to marry. It's reason enough for me, I spat. She ruined me. Ryan betrayed me. Why shouldn't I hurt them back? Sophia whispered. And me? What about what this does to me? Her words struck me, but pride kept me upright. You're kind. You understand me. You wouldn't mock me like she did. Maybe this could even work. Her eyes searched mine. Or maybe you're just using me as a weapon. I looked away. Maybe, but I'm giving you a choice. Walk away and I'll never ask again. Stay and we'll destroy her together. Silence stretched between us, broken only by the crickets in the grass. Her fingers twisted nervously. I don't hate her, she whispered, but I hate how she hurt you. Then help me make her pay, I said, my voice harsh but pleading. Stand with me, Sophia, please, her lip trembled. If it will help you, I'll do it. The bottle slipped from my hand, rolling across the porch. You mean it? She nodded, though her eyes glistened. Yes. I stared at her, unable to read the truth behind her answer. Did she pity me? Did she secretly love me? Or was she too innocent, too gentle to refuse my broken demand? You'll regret this, I muttered. Maybe, she said softly. But not as much as I'd regret watching you fall apart alone. Her words hit deeper than I wanted to admit. I felt the anger inside me shift, mixed now with guilt. I grabbed the bottle again, but I didn't drink. Instead, I whispered, we'll do it. We'll marry. Tomorrow we'll tell them all. Sophia's breath shook. But she whispered back, okay. The night closed in around us. And for the first time since Emily's rejection, I felt something other than despair. It wasn't love. It wasn't hope. It was fire. Reckless, dangerous fire, and I knew I had crossed a line I could never undo. The courthouse clerk's words still rang in my head. Your husband and wife now. It felt surreal, but the shock on everyone else's faces was real enough. Emily's voice cut through the silence first. You married her? I didn't hesitate. Yes, Sophia's my wife. Her eyes widened, then narrowed. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous to you, I said, forcing a smirk. Perfect to me. Ryan stepped forward, jaw tight. Are you serious, man? You think this fixes anything? I snapped, why do you care? You have her, don't you? His face twitched. Because this isn't love. It's madness, Sophia whispered. Please. Stop, I squeezed her hand. Don't worry, I've got this. Emily folded her arms, voice dripping with venom. You think parading around with her will change what I feel? You're pathetic. Funny, I said coldly. You don't look so certain. Her smile cracked. Just for a second, I saw it, the fracture in her pride. It fueled me, Ryan muttered. You're destroying her life. She chose me, I said sharply. You don't get to decide for her. Sophia's fingers trembled in mine. She whispered again, Please, don't fight. I looked at her, then back at them. We're done here. Dragging Sophia away, I ignored Emily's glare burning into my back. That night, silence filled our small apartment. Sophia placed 2 bowls of soup on the table. You should eat, she said softly. I'm not hungry. You haven't eaten all day. I said I'm fine. She sat down, staring at her untouched bowl. You don't even look at me. I rubbed my temples. Don't start. I'm not starting, she whispered. I'm just trying. Trying for what? I snapped. To make this a fairy tale? It's not. You knew what this was, her eyes glistened. I knew, but I hoped. Don't hope, I muttered. Hope is useless. Silence swallowed us again. Days turned into weeks. Sophia filled the space with small gestures, folded my laundry, left tea on my desk, waited up even when I came home late. One night, I found her dozing on the couch, a blanket slipping off her shoulders. I muttered, Why wait for me? Her eyes fluttered open. Because you're my husband. The word pierced me, heavier than I wanted to admit. I turned away. Go to bed, she asked quietly. Do you hate me? I froze. No. Then why? Her voice broke. Why do you keep pushing me away? I didn't answer. The next day we visited my parents' house. Emily was there, sipping tea like a queen. Oh, she said sweetly. The newlyweds. I forced a smile. Surprised to see us together? Not surprised, she said, eyes narrowing on Sophia. Disappointed. Sophia lowered her gaze. Don't talk to her like that, I snapped. Emily smirked. Why? She knows it's true. She'll never be me. I tightened my grip on Sophia's hand. She doesn't need to be you, Sophia whispered. It's okay. No, it's not, I cut in, glaring at Emily. You lost the right to speak into my life the day you threw me away. Emily's lips curled. If clinging to her makes you feel strong, then hold on tight. But I see through you. You don't love her. You just want to spite me, I clenched my teeth. Better to spite you than to keep begging for scraps of your affection. Ryan appeared in the doorway. Enough, this is a circus. Emily rose, brushing past me with a smirk. Enjoy your little act. Let's see how long it lasts. Her perfume lingered, suffocating. Sophia whispered, She's right, isn't she? You're only holding me to hurt her. I turned to her. Her eyes were glassy, pleading for an answer I couldn't give. I lied. No, I want you here. Her shoulders relaxed a little, but I felt the sting of my own dishonesty. Later that night, she sat beside me in bed, clutching the edge of the blanket. Do you ever wonder if we could be more than this? I closed my eyes. Don't ask questions you don't want answered. She was quiet for a long time. Then she whispered, I'll keep trying. I turned my face away, ashamed. But the next morning, when Emily glared at us from across the street, I reached for Sophia's hand. She flinched at first, then let me hold it. Emily's expression twisted, and I felt a surge of grim satisfaction. I squeezed Sophia's hand tighter, not out of love, but out of pride, out of spite. Her hand was warm. Mine was cold, and deep down I knew I was using her, but I didn't let go. Sophia sat across from me at the table, her hands folded neatly in her lap. She asked quietly, Rough day? I groaned, dropping my bag. Every day feels rough. Because of Emily? Her name stung. Everything circles back to her, doesn't it? Sophia didn't flinch. Only because you let it, I shot her a look. You think I choose this? Yes, she said gently. You choose to keep bleeding over her. Her calmness irritated me. Easy for you to say. You didn't spend years. I stopped. Loving her? She finished. I exhaled sharply. Don't say it out loud. I know, she whispered. It hurts. Her words disarmed me. For the first time, I noticed the sincerity in her eyes. She wasn't mocking me, wasn't comparing me. She was just there. Later that night, she joined me on the balcony. The stars are bright tonight, I muttered. Never cared much for stars. Maybe you never looked, she said softly. They don't try to outshine each other. They just exist together. I glanced at her. Is that supposed to mean something? She smiled faintly. Maybe it's about us. I chuckled bitterly. Us? Sophia? This marriage was a weapon. I dragged you into it. She didn't look away. And I stayed. Why? Her voice trembled but didn't break. Because I believe people can heal, even if they start from the wrong reasons. I swallowed. You make it sound so simple. Sometimes it is. I stared at the dark sky, unsure what to say. The next morning, she set a plate of eggs in front of me. Eat before it gets cold, I muttered. You don't have to keep doing this. I know. Then why? Because I want to, she said, cutting me off. I sighed. You're wasting your energy, she tilted her head. Does it bother you that I care? I looked away. It bothers me that I don't deserve it. Her fork clinked against the plate. Deserve has nothing to do with it. You're my husband. That's enough. The word husband twisted inside me again. That evening, I vented, pacing the room. Emily looked at me today like I was still beneath her. Like marrying you was just a tantrum. Sophia listened quietly. I snapped, say something. What do you want me to say? Tell me I'm not crazy. You're not crazy, she said softly. You're hurt. I stopped pacing. That's it? She nodded. Do you want truth or comfort? Both, she thought for a moment. Then here's truth. You married me for revenge. But comfort? Maybe revenge brought us here, but it doesn't have to keep us here. Her words hung heavy. I slumped into the chair. You think this can be real? Her eyes softened. I think it already is a little. Something in my chest shifted. Later, she found me staring at our wedding photo on the shelf. You hate that picture, she teased lightly. I hate how fake I looked, I admitted. You didn't look fake to me. I laughed dryly. You really believe that? Yes, she said simply. I studied her. She wasn't flashy, not radiant like Emily, but there was a quiet warmth to her, something grounding. For the first time, I saw her not as Emily's sister, but as Sophia. Just Sophia. You're different, I murmured. She raised a brow. Different from her? From everyone, I said honestly. Her cheeks flushed and she looked away. Thank you. The silence between us wasn't suffocating anymore. That night, as she folded laundry, I sat beside her. Sophia, yes? I'm sorry, she paused. For what? For using you. For dragging you into this. For everything, her hand stilled on the shirt. She whispered, I knew what I was agreeing to. That doesn't make it right. She met my eyes. Maybe not. But you're here now. And so am I, the guilt twisted deeper. You deserve better. Maybe, she said softly. But I chose you. Her words hit me harder than any insult Emily had ever thrown. When I lay awake later, staring at the ceiling, her soft breathing beside me, a thought crept in uninvited. What if this marriage wasn't just thorns? What if it could grow roots? The idea terrified me. But when Sophia smiled at me the next morning, I didn't feel the sharp sting of guilt alone. I felt something else, something fragile, dangerous, and strangely hopeful. Maybe, just maybe, this could become real. Emily's voice cut through the crowd at the cafe. Oh, look, it's my dear brother-in-law. And Sophia, too, playing house? I clenched my jaw. We're just having coffee, she smirked. How sweet. Tell me, do you ever get bored trading diamonds for glass? Sophia's hand twitched around her cup, but she stayed silent. Enough, Emily, I muttered. Why? I'm just curious. Her eyes gleamed. Does it feel like settling knowing you could have had me? I glared. I didn't settle. I made a choice. Her smile faltered. A choice? Or a tantrum? Sophia lowered her gaze. I squeezed her hand under the table. Emily sneered. Poor Sophia. Always second best. Always picking up scraps I don't want. Stop, I said sharply. You don't get to talk to her like that. Her brows lifted. Defending her now? How noble. She's my wife. Emily's laugh was brittle. Wife in name, maybe. Don't pretend otherwise, Sophia finally whispered. Emily, please. Don't please me, little sister, Emily snapped. You've always hidden behind me. Do you really think he loves you? Sophia flinched, but I cut in. I love the fact that she's nothing like you. The words stunned even me. Emily's face darkened. Careful. No, I said firmly. You rejected me. You chose Ryan, so why do you care what I do now? her lips pressed tight. Because you're mine, Sophia gasped softly. I froze. Yours? Yes, Emily hissed. You don't get to humiliate me by parading around with her. I leaned forward. You humiliated me first. Or did you forget? Her mask cracked. You were supposed to chase me. Not her. Sophia's chair scraped back. Emily, stop. You're embarrassing yourself. Emily's glare shifted to her. Stay out of this. She's already in it, I said coldly. She's my wife. Whether you like it or not. Her eyes flickered with something I couldn't name. Fear, rage, longing. Then she stormed out. On the way home, Sophia whispered, You didn't have to defend me. Yes, I did. She shook her head. I'm used to her words. That doesn't make them right. Her lips trembled. You really meant what you said? About me not being like her? I met her eyes. I've never meant anything more. She blinked quickly, fighting tears. Thank you. For the first time, I wasn't just fighting for myself. I was fighting for her. The next day, Emily cornered me outside the office. We need to talk, I sighed. I don't think we do, she grabbed my arm. Don't walk away from me, I yanked free. Let go, her voice dropped. Why her? Why Sophia? You can't seriously, because she sees me, I cut in. Not what I used to be, not who I failed to be. Just me, Emily's lips trembled. She'll never understand you the way I do. Maybe that's the point, I said. Her eyes glistened. You'll regret this. No, I replied. I regret ever begging for your love, she slapped me. The sting burned, but my anger burned hotter. I stepped closer, my voice low. You can hate me all you want, but don't you dare hurt Sophia again. Her breath hitched. You've changed. Maybe I should have changed sooner. She turned and walked away, heels clicking like thunder. That night, Sophia noticed the faint red mark on my cheek. What happened? Nothing, I muttered, her eyes narrowed. Emily? I stayed silent, she sighed. You shouldn't let her get to you. I don't care about me, I admitted. I care about what she says to you. Sophia looked stunned. You care? Yes, I said firmly. You don't deserve her cruelty. Her voice wavered. And you don't deserve it either. I gave a bitter laugh. Maybe I did once. But not you, she touched my cheek lightly. You don't have to carry this battle alone. Something in me cracked. Sophia, why do you stay so calm through it all? She smiled faintly. Because someone has to. I shook my head. No, you shouldn't have to endure it. I'll protect you, her eyes widened. Protect me? Yes, I whispered. From her. From anyone. For the first time, I wasn't lying. A week later, we ran into Emily and Ryan at the market. Emily's smile was sharp. What a lovely couple, Ryan muttered. Emily don't. But she ignored him. Tell me, brother-in-law, how long before you realize Sophia's just a placeholder? I tightened my grip on Sophia's hand. Funny. That's exactly what I used to be for you. Her face flushed. No, I cut her off. You don't get to rewrite history. You chose him. You lost me. Live with it. Ryan's jaw tensed. But he stayed silent. Sophia whispered, Let's go. We walked away, hand in hand, behind us. Emily's voice trembled. He was supposed to be mine, Ryan muttered. You don't know what you want. I didn't look back. For once, the fire in my chest wasn't revenge. It was protectiveness, fierce and real. That night, Sophia whispered in bed. When you held my hand earlier, you didn't let go. I turned toward her. I won't, her eyes searched mine. Why? Because she can't touch what we have now, I said. Her breath caught. And what do we have? I hesitated, then whispered, Something worth protecting. For the first time, I believed it. The living room buzzed with chatter until Emily's voice cut sharp through it. Oh, look at my little sister clinging to scraps again. Doesn't it hurt, Sophia, knowing you're just a replacement doll? The laughter in the room died instantly. Sophia's face drained of color. Emily, please. Emily smirked. What? Did I say something untrue? Sophia's chair scraped back. She whispered, Excuse me, before rushing out the door. I stood so fast my glass tipped over. Enough, Emily raised a brow. Why so tense? Did I hit a nerve? I stepped forward, my chest tight. You crossed the line. Oh, please, she scoffed. Don't pretend this marriage isn't just a show. My voice shook. You think I wanted this? You think I married her just for revenge? She sneered. Isn't that exactly what you told me? I clenched my fists. I lied to myself, maybe, but not anymore. Gasps rippled through the room. Emily blinked. What are you saying? I'm saying she's more of a woman than you'll ever be. The silence was deafening. Emily's lips parted, but no sound came out. Her perfect mask slipped. I turned, ready to chase Sophia, but she was already standing in the doorway, tears streaking her face. Sophia. She looked at me, trembling. You said that in front of everyone. Yes, I said firmly. Because it's true. Her eyes shimmered, a fragile hope breaking through the pain. Emily's voice cracked. You can't mean that. You can't. I faced her again. I can. And I do, someone coughed awkwardly. Chairs scraped. The family murmured, unsettled. Emily's mother muttered, Emily, enough! But Emily snapped, No! He was mine first. I laughed bitterly. Mine? You rejected me. You humiliated me. And now you're angry because I don't crawl anymore? Her face twisted. You're making a fool of yourself. No, I said, pointing at Sophia. You made a fool of me. She's the only one who treated me like I mattered. Sophia gasped softly, clutching her hands to her chest. Emily's eyes darted between us. You'll regret this. Both of you? No, I replied coldly. The only regret I have is ever begging for your love. Her hand trembled around her glass. She tried to retort, but her voice cracked. She stormed out, the door slamming behind her. The room stayed frozen until Sophia's mother whispered, Sophia, dear, are you all right? Sophia wiped her eyes. I think so. I stepped closer. I'm sorry you had to hear that. She shook her head quickly. No, I needed to. Her eyes locked on mine. Did you mean it? I swallowed. Every word. Her lips trembled into a fragile smile. You don't know what that means to me. I think I do, I said quietly. Later, outside in the garden, she hugged herself against the cold. You shouldn't have fought with her like that, she murmured. I couldn't stay silent. She'll never forgive you. I don't care, I said. I care about you, her breath caught. You care? I turned toward her, heart pounding. Yes, more than I realized until tonight. Her eyes searched mine, uncertain, afraid to believe. And Emily? I shook my head. Emily's nothing to me now. Her tears glistened in the moonlight. You don't know how long I've waited to hear that. I stepped closer. Sophia, I was blind. I thought revenge would heal me, but it didn't. You did. She gasped softly, covering her mouth. Don't say that unless you mean it. I do, I whispered. The silence stretched, filled with the weight of everything unsaid. Finally, she whispered, then maybe... This marriage doesn't have to be a cage. I smiled faintly. Maybe it never was. Maybe it was my second chance. Her hand brushed mine, tentative but real. Then let's make it real. For the first time, I felt it, my heart breaking free from Emily's shadow and finding its place in Sophia's light. The guilt weighed on me like chains I couldn't shake off. I sat across from Sophia in the quiet of our room, my palms sweating. I need to tell you the truth, I whispered. She tilted her head gently. The truth? Yes, my throat tightened. I married you. For the wrong reasons. Her fingers froze around the book in her lap. I know, she said softly. You what? She closed the book, setting it aside. I knew. My chest burned. And you still stayed? Her voice trembled. Because I hoped one day you'd see me. The words pierced deeper than any insult Emily had ever thrown. I pressed my hand against my chest. Sophia, you deserved better than being my shield. She shook her head. I wasn't your shield. I was your choice even if you didn't realize it at first. I leaned forward, my voice cracking. No, I chose you because I was angry. Because I wanted to hurt her. Her eyes glistened. And yet, here you are, hurting yourself instead. I stared at her, ashamed. Every day I told myself this was just revenge. But the truth is, I was running from the pain she left behind. And now? She asked quietly. I swallowed hard. Now I see you. Her lips parted in surprise, but she stayed silent, waiting. I see the way you never turned away from me, even when I was bitter. I see the way you carried my anger without complaint. I see the woman who stayed, even when I gave her every reason to walk away. Her tears finally fell. You don't know how many nights I prayed you'd say that. I reached across the table, grabbing her hand. I'm sorry. For using you. For hurting you. Her fingers trembled in mine. You didn't break me. You made me stronger. But I can't pretend it didn't hurt. I don't want to hurt you anymore, I said firmly. I want to choose you. Not as Emily's sister. Not as my cover, as you. Just you, she drew a shaky breath. And if I'm still scared? Then I'll wait. As long as it takes. Her lips quivered into a fragile smile. You're really saying this to me? Yes, I whispered. Because I finally mean it. She laughed softly through her tears. You always did have a terrible way of showing your feelings. I chuckled bitterly. That's an understatement. Her smile widened, fragile but real. I wanted to hate you sometimes, you know, for treating me like I was just convenient. You had every right. But then, she continued, I saw the broken pieces inside you, and I thought, maybe if I held on, you'd let me be the one to fix them. I squeezed her hand tighter. You didn't just fix me, Sophia. You saved me, her eyes widened. Saved you? Yes, my voice cracked. When Emily left, I thought my life was over. But then you walked in, and somehow, without even trying, you gave me a reason to keep breathing. She covered her mouth with her free hand, sobbing quietly. You can't say things like that unless you're ready to prove them. I stood and moved to kneel in front of her. Then let me prove it. She stared down at me, her tears dripping onto my cheek. How? By never letting you doubt me again. By putting you first. By choosing you every single day, even when it's hard. Her hands cupped my face, trembling. If you break me again, I won't. My voice was steady this time. I'd rather break myself than hurt you again. Her sobs turned into shaky laughter. You're really serious, aren't you? I've never been more serious in my life. She leaned down, pressing her forehead to mine. Then don't just say it. Live it. I will. For a long moment we stayed there, breathing in each other's pain, each other's hope. Finally, she whispered, I always envied Emily, you know. Because you loved her so fiercely. I thought no one could ever replace her in your heart. I shook my head. She doesn't exist there anymore. Not even as a shadow. Her breath hitched. Then who does? I smiled faintly. You. Only you. Her tears fell again, but this time they were different. Lighter. Healing. She pulled me into her arms, holding me as if she'd been waiting forever. Then let's start over. Just us. Yes, I breathed. Just us. And for the first time, I felt the chains of guilt snap away. I wasn't drowning anymore. I was breathing because of her. I heard the rumors before I saw the truth. Ryan's voice raised in arguments, Emily's sharp replies, doors slamming late at night. It was only a matter of time. One evening, Sophia whispered, They're fighting again. I sighed. He won't last. No one can, not with her pride. Days later, it happened. Ryan left, his suitcase banging against the pavement as he stormed off. Emily stood in the doorway, trembling but too proud to chase him. That night, she came to me. Her eyes were swollen, mascara streaked across her face. Can we talk? Sophia glanced at me, worried. I nodded. Go upstairs. I'll handle this. When we were alone, Emily's voice broke. I made a mistake. I kept my arms crossed. Which one? There were many. Her lip quivered. Leaving you? Hurting you. I thought Ryan could give me everything you couldn't, but he didn't care. He never cared the way you did. I clenched my jaw. Now you realize it? Tears streamed down her cheeks. Please, give me another chance. We can start over, I let out a bitter laugh. Start over? Emily, you destroyed me. Do you even know what I became after you left? Her voice shook. I know I hurt you, but I still love you. I always have? No, I shook my head. You loved being wanted. You loved the attention. When I gave you my heart, you threw it away for something shinier. And now that it's gone, you come crawling back. She reached for me, but I stepped back. I was wrong, she cried. I see that now. You were the only one who truly loved me. I felt Sophia's presence at the top of the stairs. She didn't speak, but I knew she was listening. I met Emily's eyes. You're right about one thing. I loved you fiercely, desperately, but you taught me something important. Her sobs quieted. What? You taught me how cruel love can be. Her knees buckled slightly. Don't say that. Don't, I cut her off, my voice steady. But Sophia taught me how beautiful it really is. Emily's face crumpled. You can't mean that. I do. She shook her head, tears dripping onto her hands. You're choosing her over me? After everything we had? There is no choice, I said firmly. You lost me the moment you traded my love for your pride. Her cry was raw, echoing in the silence. Please, I have nothing left. I exhaled, the weight lifting from my chest. That's not my burden anymore. Her eyes widened at my final words. And for the first time, I saw Emily not as the woman who once held my heart, but as someone broken by her own choices. Sophia stepped down then, her hand slipping into mine. Emily's gaze flicked between us, and she collapsed into a chair, sobbing. I held Sophia's hand tighter, turning away from the wreckage of what once was. For the first time, I felt free. I sat on the porch one quiet evening, the same place where everything had once begun. My heartbreak, my bitterness, my reckless proposal. Sophia placed 2 cups of tea beside me and sat down. She broke the silence first. You're quieter than usual. What's on your mind? I stared at the steam rising from my cup. How much I don't deserve you. Her brows furrowed. Why would you say that? Because I dragged you into this, I admitted. I married you for all the wrong reasons. I wanted revenge, not love. I used you as a shield against my pain. She didn't flinch. I knew. I turned to her sharply. You knew? Her lips curved into a faint smile. Of course I knew. You thought you were hiding it, but I could see it in your eyes. The anger, the hurt, I just hoped one day you'd see me, not just your wounds. Her words pierced deeper than Emily's rejection ever had. My throat tightened. And you still stayed? Why? Because I cared about you, she whispered. Even when you pushed me away, even when you were cold. I saw the man you could be, not just the man you were. I pressed my hands to my face, shaking. You gave me kindness when I didn't deserve it. You gave me patience when I only gave you silence. Why didn't you give up? She laid her hand over mine, steady and warm. Because you were worth fighting for. I looked into her eyes then, really looked, and all the weight I had carried finally broke. Sophia, I love you, her breath caught. Say it again. I love you, I repeated, voice trembling but certain. Not because you're Emily's sister. Not because you saved me from loneliness. I love you because you saw me when I was invisible. You held me when I was unworthy. You healed me when I was broken, her eyes shimmered. I've waited so long to hear that. I reached for her hand, gripping it tightly. You changed me. Without you, I'd still be drowning in hate. You gave me a reason to breathe again. She laughed softly through her tears. You're dramatic, you know that? I chuckled, wiping her cheek with my thumb. Maybe, but it's true. You were the light when all I had was darkness. She leaned closer. And now? Now, I said, pulling her into my arms. You're not just my wife by accident. You're my wife by choice. Her body melted against mine, her voice muffled against my chest. That's all I ever wanted. We stayed like that, wrapped in silence until the stars dotted the sky. Finally, I whispered, Emily is nothing more than a shadow now. My past, my pain, it's gone. You're my present. You're my future. She looked up at me, her eyes shining with trust. Then let's build that future together. I kissed her forehead, holding her as tightly as I could. We will. I promise. For the first time since my world had shattered, I felt whole again. Sometimes the person who saves you isn't the one you dream of as a child. Sometimes it's the one who sees you at your lowest and chooses to stay. Sophia had been that person for me, and as I held her hand beneath the stars, I finally understood the greatest love stories aren't born from perfection. They're born from broken hearts, hearts that find each other, heal together, and learn to beat as one.